Welcome to Seat Time, where we drink beer and talk about all the happenings with motorcycles.
And we'd like to thank Vita Brevis Clothing for their sponsorship of this episode of Seat Time.
Welcome to Seat Time. This is episode 26. I'm Brian Pierce.
And I'm Jason Schmidt. You may have noticed that we haven't been as visible lately. That's because...
We may not be that visible right now.
No, yeah, exactly. Obviously, different couch, different surroundings, and
Yes.
we're not coming to you in a regular time like we normally had. It's because we're not dirty communists, and we were celebrating.
That's odd. That's
we were celebrating the birth of this great nation. So if you've got a problem with that, a bald eagle is going to peck your eyes out.
We were enjoying some of the nice Budweiser American flagged beers.
Yes.
And a pool and barbecue.
Yes.
That's what Americans do, apparently.
All things that you can't argue with. No, had a good time. Busy weekend of
Just
awesome.
Yeah.
Just little bits of stuff here and there. And I snuck out and extended my weekend a little bit and snuck out and did a little bit of riding on Tuesday with our foreign friend. And
The Cowizzle.
yeah, put in some laps at a track that was shady but not Shady Grove. And
Not as many dead bodies, at least.
yeah, exactly. And it worked out well, but 6 hours in the heat kind of takes its toll.
I can imagine.
My Tuesday ended up with a giant nap.
That's pretty good. I had a giant nap too. I actually just hung out with Kaylin all day because she was getting ready to head to Disneyland. So we just hung out and watched movies. The cool thing was that the 2 days prior to 4th of July and us celebrating United States Independence Day, we had Redbud. And that was a very, very, very good weekend. We had lots of good racing going on Saturday. We had Moto 1 and Moto 2 of the 250 class. And as it has been in the past and has been still, it was pretty much the overall was the Pro Circuit Kawasaki class.
Yeah.
With Blake Baggett with overall, Dean Wilson in second, and we had Tyla Rattray in third. And that was pretty good.
Yeah, they were on their way. I mean, Brock Tickle ended up taking 5th for the overall for the weekend, so they were almost straight down the line.
And we have, was it Kyle Hunt, Kyle Cunningham? He's actually been pretty consistent this year in the top 5, so that's good to see. Still being there in the top 4th, so it was nice.
Yep. No, I hate to admit it, but just kind of I love Pro Circuit Kawasaki. I love Kawasaki's, all of the above. But for some reason, I'm starting to get a little bit bored with the 250 class. I don't know if it's just because I can't really hitch my wagon to either Baggett or Wilson. I mean, no big slight against them. They just don't have that draw for me.
Well, Baggett's too short and Wilson sounds funny.
Yeah.
So
Wilson, there's no hope for that kid's voice and or accent.
that's okay. He knows Aaron Bates and we don't. So.
Yeah, that's true. But I think part of it too is that I was so happy with how well Tyla Rattray was doing early on.
Yeah.
And still, he's in 3rd for the series at this point, but I'd like to see him step it up because I don't know if it's just wanting someone that has the experience and has the years in to go ahead and get that overall for the year. I mean, and there's still hope he's not that far down.
Yeah,
but
he kind of needs that overall win too, or the championship, because his time in the 250 class is coming to a halt very quickly after this year. So
yeah, and it's in the series overall points right now. The top 3 are still very close, so he definitely has a chance. Wilson is in 1st with 258. Baggett in 2nd, down 14 points. Rattray is in 3rd, down 16 points. It's really close, but after that, the disparity in points becomes massive.
yeah.
Eli Tomac is in 4th, down 82. And Kyle Cunningham in 5th, down 95. So there's a pretty significant split.
Yeah.
Once you trip over that 3rd place spot, that's a pretty long fall.
Well, when you pretty much always have the Pro Circuit Kawasaki guys in 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. That's where they're going to wind up in the overall points too.
No,
So it's been interesting to say the least.
it's been very consistent. Let's put it that way.
Mitch Payton is extremely happy with all of his racers.
Yeah, exactly. The 450s rolled out, and it was the first moto was a little bit different. Millsaps was a baller leading the race for the first half, but the overall in Moto 1 you had Chad Reed 1st, Dungey 2nd, and Millsaps in 3rd. The Ginger Ninja was actually...
Yeah, he kind of had a mishap with a crash with a couple other guys that actually took Josh Lichtle, wound up taking him to the hospital because he kept pushing it.
Yeah.
Wound up with heat exhaustion, and he wound up passing away later the next day. So
very unfortunate.
yeah, rest in peace, Josh. That's very, very unfortunate. And in that crash is the same crash where Villopotto went down, and he tried to pull the same Blake Baggett helmet visor routine, but he actually broke his all the way off.
Actually lost his silencer as well. So
Yeah.
I imagine it had a nice little farm truck sound going on in the course. Moto 2, Villopotto came back with a vengeance, leading the race from start to finish. So he had first, Dungey in second, and Reed in third. With Reed having the first and third, he ended up taking the overall for the day. Dungey in second, Villopotto third, Metcalf in fourth, and Alessi in fifth. And Alessio's subject that I wanted to touch on, it's just watching him ride, you have to consider him with the absolute elite at this point. He's been very consistent. It's somewhat confusing and frustrating. I mean, I know his finishes haven't been all on point throughout, but I really expect to see him in the top 5 for the series overall this year.
I think that's a good.
He's been insane.
I definitely think that that's a good assessment because, yeah, I mean, he came back from his really bad wreck, and he's just been gaining that confidence and gaining that experience and just getting a lot better. I mean, it's not that he's never had it; it's just that he's really had to kind of come back from that crash. So yeah, he has.
In the second moto, I really for a while did not think that Reed was going to get around him.
Yeah, he finally did.
He finally got around him, but it was. I was just like, okay, well, Reed is going to lose the overall for the day to Dungey because he's going to have a fourth.
And he did not, and that took his point spread. So for the overall series right now, going into this 2-week break, Chad Reed is in first with 268 points. We've got Ryan Villopotto in second. He's down 16 points. Ryan Dungey in third, down 22. So he's there. That's pretty much, again, the top 3 break out into those within about 20 points of each other. Farther down the spectrum, we've got Brett Metcalf down 90 in fourth, and then Davey Millsaps down 95 in fifth. So second, third, or fourth and fifth are pretty close, but 1, 2, and 3 are kind of the deciding factors right now of where the championship is going to be. So I think we've got some good races to come. We've got the next race is going to be at Millville. So things that we kind of expect to see there. This 2-week break, I mean, who do you think it's better for? Is it better for Reed? Is it better for Villopotto? Better for Dungey? Those are kind of the top 3 contenders right now. So
I would. Reed and Dungey both have momentum right now, and so if it's going to benefit someone, I would think Villopotto.
And I fall on that same side. I think that you're right in the fact that this past weekend is where Dungey really needed his momentum to keep carrying him to get that first. He didn't really get it, though. He rode really well.
Yeah, second and second is nothing to scoff at.
And with Ryan Villopotto's, kind of mishaps in the first moto, I think this is going to be a good mental, rebreaker set for him over everybody else because they just have to stay consistent.
And with Villopotto, the other thing that I think is going to benefit him going into the break is, he had that horrible first moto after balling up, damaging the bike, coming in 9th. The second moto to come out and just straight dominate the field.
He gangster shanked somebody.
Oh yeah, he had the nunchucks, bow staff, and throwing stars out, and just going whistle to whistle in first, just leading the pack, leaving the pack was awesome. So carrying that kind of momentum into the break, I think is a really good thing for him confidence-wise to build on for when they return at Millville.
Yeah, and so that's going to be what's happening next weekend in Millville. We'll see how anything that we just had to say plays out. What we do have this weekend is actually it's Saturday right now, and what's happening today was the ATV races at the GNCC, and tomorrow we're going to have the bikes. So we're going to see how this plays out. We're at the John Pinton in Millfield, Ohio. Right now, Strang and Mullins are the main point contenders. With Strang, very close.
153, 142, or
11-point difference. So. I think Mullins is going to want to get his point. He can't really get his point leads back unless Josh Strang has a horrible race, which could happen, but his consistency's been pretty up there. I think Mullins would like to go into the summer break, with having a win under his belt.
Absolutely.
But I think Strang's going to want that too.
Yeah. Strangely, I think they're going to have similar goals. You know what would be awesome? Winning.
Being great.
Also coming up, I believe, next weekend is the National Enduro, Jack Pine National Enduro. And we'll have to see, there's also a very close points battle.
I think that's even closer. It is. Yeah, it's even closer, 2 points.
Yeah. Baggett and Mullins at 152 and 150 respectively.
Yeah.
So,
and those have been your main contenders, or main winners. back and forth. So it's
Yeah,
gonna be awesome.
I don't picture anything changing there either.
Yeah, Bobbitt's a great technical rider. He's a guy from the out east. Mullins is a very great rider. A guy can just hammer down, you know, all the time. So I think that they're going to have a nice little battle time-wise, and we'll see who comes out on top. I'm kind of hoping for Bobbitt, but we'll see.
Yeah, speaking of someone that hammers down, we'd like to take a moment to thank our friends at Vita Brevis Racing, or Vita Brevis Clothing, but also Vita Brevis Racing.
Yeah,
it's all the above. It's all good. Vita Brevis is Latin for life is short. Check them out at vitabrevisclothing.com. Follow them on Facebook. All kinds of hats, T-shirts, and things like that coming up. And you can new designs coming out. We'll actually have new hats here very soon.
As soon as we can make it up to Sadler and pick them up.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as we can actually make contact with Scratch, we will have some new digs.
He's been crossfitting and riding his road bike a lot, so that guy's just turned into a complete fag, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to help support him, support us and the scene, vitabrevisclothing.com is the URL where you can find some swag.
Yeah.
But again, our schedule is going to kind of be a little rocky coming into the next week or two because Tam and I are actually leaving tomorrow to head to Paris and to Rome. So we're going to be there for a week and a half. We get back on the 20th. So, you know, I'm going to try to have fun with it. I've got my iPhone. I've got to have internet connection. I think that I can do little goofy updates for everybody, and I think Jason's going to try to do the same. We're just going to try to have fun with it. If we can do what would be the consistency of a show, great. If we can't, you know, 5 minutes here or there just to talk about, you know, ball sweat and why it's there. I think you guys might be interested. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, I'm obviously not jet setting around the world, but I'll be getting out to do some riding throughout, and so I might have very stupid, very random updates on that. So don't hate me.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all about having a good time. So thank you very much. We know it's been kind of short. It's been kind of sweet, but that's kind of how we roll. We're very sweet.
Also, one thing to keep your eye out for as well is, you know, if you haven't already procured one for yourself, you really probably need a seat time pint glass.
Frothy beverage.
Yeah. So check us out. Check out our site
at seattime.co.
Yep. Which through there you can find the link to
the pint glasses.
Yeah.
Is seattime.bigcartel.com.
Yeah.
We're using their services as a shopping cart for the online purchases.
Yes, it makes it a lot easier because we basically were just waiting for carrier pigeons to drop money in the yard.
It's like Harry Potter and owls.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, cool.
Yeah, it just didn't work out that way.
No.
So,
and then Twitter is at seattime_co, and Facebook, facebook.com/seattime. It's pretty simple, I think.
Can't
you guys
go
can
wrong.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that it?
Yeah.
All right. For me. Well, thank you very much for paying attention. I hope you guys have fun, and always please enjoy a pint full of awesome.
See ya.
Hello, welcome to episode. I hate that I keep doing this all dumb and shit. Hello, hi, I am a big fat gay monkey. Hello. Hello, children.
All of a sudden it sounded like I'm sitting next to fucking Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice. Hi, Izzy.
Are your lambs still crying?
Are they silenced yet? Did you kill them?
Has Miggs shot a load on you today? I'm so stupid. I cut my hand up and trying to open a beer glass.
I like it.